Hello and welcome back to War Sails and our amazing Death for All playthrough. And we're actually in a situation now where a lot of clans are actually just dying off. They're just literally dying off, and that's because they, well, apparently they did not decide to have children really early, and or they just didn't have a spouse or something like that. Those of them with spouses, they are obviously going to be doing a very nice job. They're actually going to be getting some great benefits, obviously, as a result of that, and we should, in fact, be among them, even though we only have, and this is a pretty big problem, we only have 2 children. Yes, we only have 2 children, so that is going to be a little bit unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that we'd be able to get at least 3, but we were, shall we say, not exactly lucky about that. I'm going to give Faye a little bit of a thrown weapon. I think she's probably got good throwing skill, right? 63. I guess that's okay, you know. It's not absolutely awful. Yeah, this guy needs some new armor, but I don't really think we need to worry about him too much just yet. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to attempt, if I can, to attack the ruler of the Western Empire. Now, the main reason why I'm wanting to do this, of course, is because if I can eliminate his clan, that will mean a massive bonus to us. That will literally mean that we don't have to fight an extremely strong vassal every, couple of minutes. Because obviously, if he has any additional, any additional fellows in his clan, we may have some, we may have some pretty big problems. Now, what I'm going to try to do is, this is also the reason why I think there should be an ambush system in the game, where you can literally just right-click on the map or something like that, and basically be like, yes, I'd like to set up an ambush here. And then you kind of hide yourself, you kind of hide yourself in something, in some bushes or trees or something like that. Maybe you actually need to ambush from a forest, so there's a little bit of a, prerequisite or something like that. And then as soon as an opponent comes close to you, you literally just go, boom, you go and attack them. And you get a small speed boost, and the enemy gets a small speed penalty. And I think that could actually make a huge difference to, well, a lot of reasons why, things are a little bit annoying sometimes when it comes to opponents being able to just run away and get into towns. But if you take the time to set up that wonderful little ambush, I think that could be really amazing. Maybe they'll do something like that in the future. I don't know. Maybe there's a mod that also does that. I'm actually not entirely sure. Anyway, what we're gonna do is, because this guy actually has more people than we do. He has a huge amount of archers, by the way. So what I'm gonna have to do here is I'm gonna have to be very careful. I think we have a really nice. Don't we have a really nice polearm now? Yeah, I think we have a really nice polearm now. So I should be able to do some much better damage. Unfortunately, hitting the shield of that person really did reduce a lot of damage taken. But there you go. Alright, yeah, so, we're gonna have to move. We're gonna have to move forward here, and we're gonna have to see what we could do about, yeah, the problem is, these archers, as I say, these archers are gonna be a problem. And I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to do this without suffering massive amounts of casualties, because despite the fact that the archers are probably not very good, let's face it, they're probably not very good at all. But despite that, they are numerous. There are many of them. And if I slow down even for a second... yeah, that's also a problem. If I slow down even for a second, I could get shot and killed very quickly. Let's just zoom around here. Just make sure that we're not going to be... yeah, not going to be stationary for any lancers that want to come in. Obviously, as you know, because this polearm is slightly shorter than the previous one we were using, it is going to be a little bit more difficult for me to hit enemy cavalry if they have longer polearms, because of course they're going to be the ones that have the advantage in that situation, especially considering the AI is very good at timing. They're extremely good at that. Okay, so let's actually just tell our forces to come a little bit closer here. Going to put these guys round about here, round about there. Let's put them in a loose formation, and we're going to otherwise have a really nice time here, hopefully. Because, as I say, they do have low-level archers. They just have a lot of them. So, it could very well be that we'll be okay. Ow. Okay. Note to self, don't command my forces. Don't command any of my forces. Okay, so, yeah, we're actually doing pretty well now, as you can see. Yes. Oh, no! Our companion! Our scouting companion! He's dead! Okay. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, that's kind of what I was a little bit worried about, to be honest. Little bit worried about that. And I'm going to tell my cavalry to charge in from the side. Hopefully they'll attack some of the enemy's archers, if at all possible. Or maybe just come in from the back of the infantry. I guess that's also fine. Why is my horse moving so slowly? Look at this. Why is my horse moving so slowly? What is this? Okay. That was weird. That was really, really weird. Oh, he's dead. The enemy ruler is now dead as well. That is absolutely perfect. All right. Actually, hilariously enough, that my medicine skill did not save either of them. Very, very interesting. Certainly would have expected at least one of them to live from that, but it just goes to show medicine skill, even though I have it literally almost maxed out right here. We have 271. Even though that is the case, it's still not enough sometimes to save these guys. So yeah, anyway, I have told my forces to charge in here. Hopefully we're going to be having some decent-ish damage coming in. I am being a little bit careful as well, obviously, because we really do want to be a bit careful of charging in there and getting headshot, because I can still die very easily here. And otherwise, I think we're... Yeah, we've got the nice little retreat music coming in, so that is fine. Very nice, very nice, very good. Okay, so there we go. And look at that double kill right there. Okay, well, that is actually kind of bad for a number of reasons, because we lost our scout, obviously, and having a scout is actually pretty useful. I mean, a number of reasons why. You know, they do provide you with a little bit of extra movement speed and stuff like that on the map. And I was kind of hoping that we would be able to utilize him a little bit longer, but unfortunately, no, that is not the case. So let's have a look here. Oh, dear. Okay, we're going to lose morale twice here, so we just have to choose the lesser impactful one, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, your Vlandir troops ask if they can take charge of the burial of the Vlandir in the enemy's ranks, declaring that they feel a duty to their kin, even if they fought in a bad cause, or for a bad cause, even. Okay, well, so we're going to just do this, I guess. Or, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this, even though this does give us less 10 morale, but 10 morale doesn't really make any difference that much. Not while we're at this current morale, so I guess that's okay. Pelisor has advanced, yes. Let's get him some more charm skill and more social skill. I think that sounds pretty good. We should probably get him some more one-handed, maybe some more medicine. Do we want more medicine with him? Do we want more trade skill? Do we want him to actually level up trade skill? I guess maybe a little bit. I mean, maybe he should follow in legendary Pelisor's footsteps. If you know anything about Pelisor on our channel, or on my channel, shall we say, then, you know, that is indeed a fantastic, fantastic fellow indeed. Let's see. Do we want to... Let's do this. There we go. Gonna get a little bit of charm skill. Obviously, I would have gained huge amounts of charm if I had a lot less charm, of course, but yes. Now it is 284, so that's pretty nice. We did end up losing quite a few people there. I still don't have the ability to really convert a lot of prisoners either. A little bit unfortunate about that. Maybe we can do some damage to this guy? There we go, we did get him. Unfortunately, as I said, our scout really did make a huge difference when it came to how fast we were able to move on the map. I'm not sure if it really... I mean, it's definitely going to make a small difference. I'm not sure if it really made a... massive contribution, but... Oh, he's dead too! Oh my... Okay, wow. Everyone is just absolutely dying here. This is perfect. This is really good. Wow, look at this. Everyone is dying. Everyone is dying. Wow, look at that. Okay, yeah. Caladog is actually still alive. I'll be very, very surprised, actually, if he manages to live through the entirety of the, shall we say, early to mid-game, and actually enters the late game. That would be amazing to see, actually, because obviously he has an extremely high chance of death. And I'm not just talking about him. Whoa, alright, we have now declared war against the Vlandians, and as you could see, we've actually won against them in another battle, and you could see here, 4 of them fell before our swords. And various other weapons. But yeah, that is actually very, very cool. I'm actually not entirely sure what our other other child should be, to be honest, because I have no idea. I'm not entirely sure who we're actually going to even take over, to be honest, at this point, because both of them are kind of like all over the place. And now that we've done a little bit of management at our town, we're actually going to make our way over here because I'd like to besiege something. Ideally, I would like to besiege something. Let's see if we can go here. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. We kind of wanted to go in against these guys just purely because I want to try to generate a little bit of extra death. A little bit of extra death in the enemy's ranks if we can actually do that. And also, yeah, we're getting some really, really nice prisoners here as well. It's actually making a huge difference to our, shall we say, potential reinforcements. And we do have another one here. Yes, she's probably going to... I'm not sure if she'll get away or anything like that, but we'll see. Just recruit a bunch of these. There we go. Okay, there we go. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. So here we go. We're actually going to go into a battle against this one. These are my current stats right here. I really, really want to get to 275 in medicine skill. Unfortunately, we do have a very, very slow learning rate at this point. So it is very much a case of us just, you know, plodding along. Let's just plod along a little bit here. Try to make sure that we get as much medicine skill as possible. These guys, wait a minute. How are they shooting at us already? Okay, that was kind of interesting. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but yeah. Anyway, what we're going to need to do is probably put these guys into a loose formation because we have quite a few archers now, and we're going to have to be a little bit careful about... Wow. Okay, she has a lot of cavalry. She has a lot of cavalry. That's what we're going to have to be careful about. Okay, let's be very, very aware of that. Okay, decent-ish damage. Nice. Okay. Well, I was actually kind of surprised I hit that, but okay. Let's tell these guys to run away a little bit. I want to make sure they don't get absolutely massacred. I'm wanting to obviously make sure that our throwing weapon guys are going to get the greatest value possible. That's going to be the main reason why we might win this, with very few casualties, hopefully. Maybe. But we obviously have to bear in mind that I did just go on a recruiting spree and I have a huge amount of random new recruits. So, yeah, that's not going to be as beneficial and or effective as you might expect. My archers. Why are my archers all the way back there? What? I told them to come over here. Are they still... Are they taking ages to get over here for some reason? I actually... What is going on with that? Sometimes, for some reason, it feels like my forces are really slow, and I'm not sure if that's just because I am messing up. It's probably that, right? It's gotta be. Anyway, I'm gonna tell my guys to charge in now. Tell my cavalry, at least, to charge in. We're getting some decent medicine skill. I cannot wait to actually spec out of Doctor's Oath, even though, hilariously enough, I feel like Doctor's Oath is actually really good for, well, pretty much every other situation. Like, if you were, you know, just playing the game normally without actually having the Death for All mod installed, you'd actually have so many different ways of reinforcing your army just because of the ability to convert so many prisoners. And that's the reason why I say that Loyalty and Honor is amazing as well. Loyalty and Honor is so good. Same with Stout Defender, same with all those other wonderful perks. Lead by example, etc. That actually makes a huge difference to your overall prisoner conversion rate. I'm going to tell everyone to charge in now, because we are very clearly achieving victory here. Unfortunately, we are ending up losing quite a few people. We didn't lose anyone too bad, from what I can tell right here. Yeah. We do have a lot of... I mean, I think we have a lot of low-tier units, but maybe they weren't even put into the... No, it doesn't seem like they were actually even put into the battle this time, so we don't need to worry about that. And there it is. Look at that. And she died. Oh, I didn't even realize. Okay, that's actually really, really good for us. That is amazing. Okay, let's try to recruit some more people here. Oh, 11 Vlandian Banner Knights. See, this is exactly the reason why I said just now it is just so good. Doctor's Oath is really, really good. It is actually still allowing us to kill quite a few opponents. So I'm not entirely sure if it's even worthwhile us, you know, specking out of that. Maybe it's not even necessary. Okay, we've got some tier 2s here. I'll just get rid of one of those. And there we have it. Okay. Ooh, nice new helmet. Give me that. Thank you very much. And I think our wife really needs a new one. So there we go. Let's get her that one. Very nice. And is there anything else here that she can actually wear that's actually slightly better? Yeah, these boots. Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably about it. All right, yeah, let's move on. Okay, so this has actually been extremely good so far, as we have eliminated multiple vassals with very little expense on our part. I should be able to go in here. No, I just wanted to I wanted to stop this raid. I actually wanted to go in here and attack this guy, but for some reason, why is he moving so fast? We have a herding of 0.05. That shouldn't be super bad. We just reached clan tier 5, by the way. So that's super nice too. Let's just take all of these and then move on straight away. Did she actually die? No, she didn't. Okay, well, that's absolutely fine. Not a problem there. But yeah, we have now reached clan tier 5. So this is even better because that means I can get another workshop if I want to. Oxhall is still not doing well. So I'm going to buy a workshop in Rovolt because this is mine. And, well, as you know, we have a lot of loyalty. Yes. We have, well, actually it's 65. Well, I guess that's good enough, right? That's good enough. So what we're going to do, let's just have a look. What is actually good here? Well, it's grain, right? So a brewery would be really, really good here. No one has a brewery here? This is so weird. This is really, really weird that they don't have a brewery. Okay, I guess what I will do is, yeah, we're gonna buy the wool weavery. I mean, why do they have a wool weavery? That doesn't make any sense. There's no wool nearby. There are no sheep. Are there? I don't see any sheep nearby. Okay, that's kind of weird. All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna just buy the wool weavery then. Say that 5 times fast. I can't. Yeah, so we'll just buy that for 25,000. Is it actually making money? I'm now wondering whether it's making money because it looks like it shouldn't, but maybe it is. Okay, you know what? I'm going to wait here for a little bit of time just to kind of see what's going on with it. And oh, okay, what's actually going on here? I don't really want to do any of this. 3 Vlandian Banner Knights. No, I'm not going to lose those. Thank you very much. That would be a little bit too much for my liking. Even though I don't really mind, you know, I don't really mind losing units because generally you can always get more. You know, you can always get more of them. But most of the time, I'd like to. Whoa, we now have 259. Wow, maximum party size. But yeah. Anyway. Most of the time, I'd like to make sure that we are just as strong as possible. And even if that means, you know, getting a little bit of close-fisted personality type or something like that, then that's just how it's going to have to be. We are having a small herding problem, but that shouldn't actually make any difference. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Shouldn't make a huge difference, because now we've recruited more people. It's absolutely fine. No, don't give me Varric Sandcastle, you imbecile. Ah, yes. Okay, well, yeah, it's not going to be mine for very much longer. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it away. There we go. I'm just gonna give it away. Let's give it to this one. Yes, let's give it to this one right here. There we go. Nice. Gain a huge amount of relation in the process. Isn't that? Oh, that's very strategic, isn't it? Because it's actually under siege right now as well. Okay, so let's go in against these guys if we can. Oh yeah, we're a lot faster now as well. This is great. All right, let's go. Just do a nice little auto-resolve there. Yes. Okay, we finally made it. Look at that. We finally made it. Okay, now we have the opportunity. Oh yeah. Now we have the opportunity to level up our medicine skill. And it's well, we now have this incredible perk. This perk is going to be amazing. It's literally going to save everyone's lives. It's actually going to be so good that I can't believe we have managed to make it. Because it is so... It's actually been a long time, I feel. I feel like we have taken quite a while to do this. Let's actually take a look. Let's take a look at Bruce real quick. He is 52 only. Alright, well, we did start at age 30. So, him having... well, I mean, he has two perks now, or 2 perk trees at 275 and above, so that's really nice. Hopefully we'll be able to get trade skill a little bit higher as well. I would like to get 300 if at all possible, but I don't think that really... I'm not sure if that really makes any difference, to be honest. I think that's probably not going to be particularly useful because we just don't have that much money. But I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, as you can see right here, Minister of Health, +1 hit point to troops for every skill point above 50. This is insanely powerful. Imagine what we've just gained. +25 HP to every single one of our troops. It's crazy good. It is so good. Okay, let's have a look and see what's actually going on here. We're just running around in circles apparently. That is hilarious. Okay, let's go in against this guy. He's only got 1 person with him, so that's all fine. We'll just let him go. I should probably not let these guys go anymore, to be honest. I should probably be capturing them much more often, but I kind of think to myself, well, if I let them go, I can then fight them some more. So I kind of like that, but yeah, anyway. For some reason, these guys are literally just running around in circles right here. I don't know why. He's dead too! He just died! I'm pretty sure he just died right there. That's amazing. That's really good for us. Okay, I am not going to be taking any more prisoners. I'm actually just going to go over to Revolt real fast. And all we're going to do is we're just going to stand there. I'm just going to stand there for a little bit of time. But yeah, he's dead, as you can see. And yeah, we're going to just stand there for a little bit of time. Try to... Whoa, loads of people are dying right now. We're just going to try to convert as many prisoners as possible. Let's actually just take note of the date real quick. It's Winter 3, right? Winter 3, 1106. And let's actually just let the game run for, let's say, 3 days. So let's go to Winter 6. And then we'll see if... well, we'll see how many units we have actually converted to our side. The Khuzait have now declared war against us. Okay, that's actually kind of hilarious. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to wage war against them because they are so incredibly far away. But yeah, as you can see, we have... Well, I was actually kind of hoping for a little bit more than that, but okay, we have 3. 3 in 3 days. But I guess that's actually not too bad, dependent on what kind of units we're getting. We're getting some higher tier units, I suppose. So I guess that's it's all right, you know. It's not super amazing or anything like that. And it does mean that I will have to now go elsewhere. Yes, I will have to go elsewhere, and I'll have to try and do a little bit of something here. Try to recruit a couple more troops and things like that. We do have some deserters. 69. Okay, alright. We are going to actually have to fight them. Thank you very much. And, oh, hello. We can let this guy go if we want to. I'm going to let him go. There we go. And then we're obviously going to, ooh, yes, get some more skirmishers. That sounds pretty nice. And then we'll get a couple of these, a couple of Vlanguards. Vlanguards, you get it? Haha, because they're from Vlandia. Vlanguards, yes, that's what I should call them from now on. But yes, otherwise, we now have even more loot. And how are we doing? Oh, Pelisor's reached 16. Okay, that's very cool. We could go for some more social skill if we wanted to here. I kind of feel like social is going to be really useful, but maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Generally, I kind of want him to be really good at combat. I'd like him to be really good at combat, but I also want him to be really good at trade skill. So the question is, because here's the thing. Do I actually need trade skill anymore, though? I don't know. You know what? Let's just go for one-handed right now. And then we'll go for two-handed as well. I'm actually thinking maybe we'll make him into like a two-handed berserker beast kind of character or something like that. Because here's the thing, right? Look at what we have right now. The main reason why I took trade with this guy, right, is because of artisan community. This is incredible. Probably one of my favorite new perks, because obviously workshops are now really good for some reason, or at the very least they do a lot better than they were beforehand. And yeah, having that perk really makes everything so much simpler. It's actually kind of staggering how much it actually does. So yeah. That is definitely something that I would try to get on every single new character. Just because it is so good. It really is. Oh, hello, Dagonik. I would like to kill you. I would like to kill you immediately. Vote for signing a trade agreement. Okay, yes, I will say yes to this. Melodier. Okay, yes, I will increase our relation with this guy. We actually gained a level. Ooh, do I have an attribute point coming our way? It would be nice if we would. This guy managed to escape us, annoyingly enough. We have herding problems for some reason. Why do we have herding problems so much? Oh, wow. Another vassal has been killed as well. Okay, this is pretty crazy. So many people are actually dying right now, which is Actually, really good for us, of course. There's Dagonik. I will try to follow him once again. Yes, we might be able to get him. Yes. Perfect. I'm going to go into a battle against this guy because I kind of want to try to assassinate him myself, if at all possible. But I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that. We've had a lot of middling performance recently, where I do manage to actually murder quite a few people. As in, I do manage to get the killing blow, but unfortunately it doesn't result in a death. I could potentially still... I could respec. We could, you know, remove Doctor's Oath from our repertoire, but I'm not entirely sure if we really want to do that, because in the grand scheme of things, are we utilizing the prisoner conversion technology that we have available to us right now? Kind of, yes. We are actually doing that quite often. And generally, do we want to rid ourselves of this functionality? That's the question we have to ask ourselves before actually, you know, specking out of it. Because Doctor's Oath, while it does reduce the chances of a Lord actually succumbing to our fatal blow, it is also, of course, helping us convert many prisoners to our side, which I very much appreciate. I love that. So I'm not sure if we want to... yeah, I don't know. Because we're most likely taking so many more prisoners just purely because of that perk. I think it really is going to make a huge difference to us in general. So I think we'll probably leave it for now, but maybe we should you know what, maybe we should try it out. Maybe we should try specking out of it, see how many prisoners we actually get in a normal battle, and then try and see what we can do, because I think that might make more sense than anything else right now. I don't know, I think so. Nice damage. Yes. Let's get some more. Can we actually... I need to identify where that guy actually even is. Because he's going to be... Well, I don't even know where he's going to be. That's the funny thing. The Vlandian Knights and various other mounted units look extremely similar to, to the Lords in question. So I'm a little bit worried about that, actually. Because that means that I'm now going to be searching for this guy. And I could potentially get lanced in the face, you know? I could get lanced in the back or in the face or anywhere, basically, because we take it from every single angle. But yeah, that is indeed a bit of a problem. Is that the guy? I think that's the guy. Yes, it is. There it is. Okay, let's get him. I've got to be careful here. I could literally just die. So, don't really want to have that happen. Okay, I've got to be careful here, actually. I've got to be careful. Ooh, did you see that massive two-handed? That massive two-handed was coming our way. That was actually a little bit close. Yeah, I've got to be careful here, too, because the crossbowmen are very close to me right now. They could very easily just snipe us. Okay, I kind of want to kill that guy. He's got a banner. It's nothing to do with the banner. It's just that he's probably the Bannerlord, so we need to kill him. You know, John Bannerlord is his name. So, yes, it would be probably pretty good for us to eliminate him, if at all possible, but... Yes, and now, here we go. See, now this is exactly what I was talking about. The crossbowmen, despite us having an extremely high DPS for our ranged characters, we are, as you can see, still suffering quite a few casualties, just purely because the enemy's crossbowmen are so good in critical mass. They are really, really good. And even the random Vlandian Norta and stuff like that, they are also doing fantastically, despite the fact that they're actually, of course, better on the ocean waves, but they can still inflict huge damage even on land. So, yeah, just goes to show. Alright, let's go for it. Nice. Okay, yeah, my polearm actually can't even level up anymore, so I probably need to spec some more points in that, to be honest. That would probably be a good idea. Okay, so he didn't actually die, unfortunately. I don't know who actually even eliminated him, because I was not anywhere near. But we're just going to let him go once again, because I am letting him... I'm letting him come back so that we can murder him again. Or we have the potential to do that. That's the idea, at least. So let's do a little bit leveling up right there. There we go. And is it just me, or did we actually gain some influence for letting him go? Let me actually just take a quick look at that. I think we gain influence for letting people go now. Is that true? Or was that the influence for just literally completing the battle? I think that might be the case. Okay, well, there you go. Even if we had taken him prisoner, it wouldn't have made any difference because they now just made peace. We can now vote for the owner of this guy as well. Owner of this guy. Owner of the castle, of course. And let's just give it to this fellow. There we go. Yes, that seems to have... Yeah, that seems to have actually been pretty good. I am perfectly fine with Rovault, by the way. I really do not need any other thieves. We are absolutely fine. Now, the reason why they made peace is probably because of the Crusade. Now, the Crusade are obviously doing this really weird thing where they're now spreading their forces very, very thin, or spreading their territory very thin by taking Rizos Castle. It's all the way out in the middle of nowhere, basically, for them. So I'm not entirely sure what they're even trying to do here. Oh, I do have a... Oh, look at that. I do actually have an attribute point. That's really nice. The question is, do I want to take everything as a price? Do I want to get everything as a price? That's the main thing that we have to ask ourselves right now. Because from my perspective, I feel like it's probably not going to be useful, but maybe it is. That's the thing. Maybe it is, because I'm currently making about 14,000 every single day. And that's not very much in the grand scheme of things. Because if you have seen my pacifist challenge, which I'd highly recommend you do, if you want to see exactly how broken and how amazingly powerful trade skill can actually be, and obviously taking every single fee for yourself so that you make super hardcore amounts of money. I mean, that's how billionaires happen, right? Anyway, the point is, we have very little cash flow in comparison to the pacifist challenge. So we may need to just kind of scrap the fact that we're going to get everything as a price. I mean, I could buy something really, really good. Like I could buy a town really, really easily. And that might make sense. We're going to survive for quite some time. This guy is going to live until he's 100. I'm going to assume that Bruce is going to live until he's 100. I'm actually going to say this right now. Why don't you guess? Let's guess, shall we? Let's bet on how long he's going to take to live, right? How long he's going to be until he dies. So I'm thinking right now we're going to go for leadership skill. And we're going to go for one more point in social. I know, I probably shouldn't do this, but I kind of want to get everything as a price, because if he lives until he's literally 90 or 100, maybe even more than that, he might, because we have cheat death. So we can cheat death due to old age once, which is insanely good, right? So even then, we are most likely going to be earning a lot of cash. I think we're going to be earning a lot of cash over our lifetime, because inevitably we will be obviously, selling our loot and maybe gaining some more fiefs and things like that, because obviously I would like to go into some more sieges. I would like to try and claim some more stuff, even though the vassals do actually want to give us money. I mean, they do want to give us fiefs, shall we say. But well, I'm just declining the castles, basically. That's what I'm doing right now. So I think what we'll do is we're actually going to go over to Resource Castle. Let's actually see if we can do a little bit of something there. What I am actually going to do, though, is going forward, I'm going to be speccing primarily into engineering. Every single level that I go for now is going to be speccing into engineering, even despite the fact that my combat skills are absolutely terrible. They are literally something that I am not very pleased about. Okay, what's going on here? Okay. Increase siege progress by 2%, decrease morale by... What? Decrease morale by 20? What? That's insane. Okay, no, we're going to do this one. At first, this siege gave your men a welcome respite from the hardships of the march, but now inactivity and boredom has started to take a toll. Even dice and gossip have lost their charms, and you're starting to see quarrels and lapses in discipline. So we can march about the camp searching for specks of rust and swords or sentries who aren't fully attentive to their watch. Give any violators hard, pointless tasks to teach them to keep their standards up. There we go. So 2% siege progress. Personally, for me, I don't know why this is 2% siege progress, because 2% is literally nothing. I would personally prefer to see that be 20%, A 20% siege increase would be amazing. 2% is literally just like, well, why even, what's the point? You know what I mean? It feels like there's not really much point in that. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, look at my engineering. My engineering is actually leveling up really, really fast right here, which is super nice. Let's go with this. Plus 10% build speed to ranged siege engines. I think that sounds pretty fun. And we are going to be building some, but we're only going to be building some for the sake of engineering skill, I think, right now. I'm not entirely sure if we're even going to have the opportunity to even go in, because they're probably going to be making peace sometime soon, but we are getting some very, very much needed engineering right now, so I'm pretty happy with this. Whoa. They actually did so much damage. Wow. Okay. Whoa. Hello. All right. So here we go. This is going to be our... Oh. Oh, okay. Oh dear. Well, this might be a bit of a problem. This might be a bit of a problem. I don't actually even have a full... Oh. Yeah, you know what I should have done here? I should have gone into my party and recruited my prisoners beforehand. This would have been very, very good for us to do. Ah, actually, I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, no. We're actually fine. Watch this. Boom. There we go. That's the victory right there. I've literally just made us win. I have literally just made us win by going to the top of this little hill here. Why did all of my forces not get put up there? Okay, that's kind of weird. Anyway, this is exactly the reason why we are going to achieve victory. Because of this layout right here. This layout is insanely strong for us. And, well, I think we're probably going to be okay. As long as we... Well, let's just say as long as we are very, very careful. I'm going to hold fire. That's exactly the reason why I'm holding fire right now. I'm holding fire very specifically because I want to make sure that they do not fire randomly. We want to make sure that our forces... Because these guys are going to be aggressive towards us. So what we're going to do now is fire at will now. There we go. Fire at will now because the enemy is going to have a huge number of horse archers, as you can quite clearly tell. And if we can do some damage to them, I will be very, very pleased. Nice. Good damage, good damage. Can we do some more? I don't want to take any damage myself, so I will try my best. Oh dear, this is going to be a problem. Yeah, this is going to be an issue. This is going to be an issue. I should get out of here. Yep, I don't want to be there. Alright, so we're going to retreat. I'm actually going to do this very specifically right now. The reason why I'm retreating is not because I felt like we were going to lose this. It's literally just because I want to restart the way that we actually did this, and we're going to do something a little bit different. This is obviously, I was kind of hoping for a different battlefield layout as well, because despite the fact that this is really, really good right here, this was kind of messing us up a little bit because of the environment's natural curvature. It was making things quite difficult for us to hit the enemy's horse archers. So what I'm going to try to do this time is we're going to try to go into a sort of low ranking corner of the battlefield. I'm going to try and see if I can maybe... Ah, here it is. This is perfect. Okay, yes. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what I was talking about right here. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't really like the fact that we're right next to the edge, but we kind of have to make... Well, we have to do what we have to do, right? So, gonna see what we can do here. So this is gonna be perfect. If I can make this work, this is gonna be a slaughter, right? This is gonna be an absolute slaughter. So let's just hope that this actually works out as I intend it to. We've got a lot of cavalry as well. Should probably utilize those cavalry quite nicely. As soon as the horse archers come close to us, how are they hitting me from here? I don't know, but yes, they were able to. Okay, some good hits from these guys right now. Yeah, let's tell these horse archers to charge it. Okay, these guys are literally just standing there. Okay, interesting. Whoa, alright. That was a big hit right there. I feel like I'm actually not entirely sure what is even going on right now. We are actually firing at will. We are actually firing at will. So I'm not entirely sure what is even happening here because our forces are not hitting anything. I'm kind of a bit confused as to what's going on there because look at what's happening right now. Where are my archers? They're right here. Oh, it's because we're just outnumbered. Yeah, okay, fine. That's okay. That's all right. I am actually just going to get out of here then. I'm just going to get out of here. That's really, really sad actually because generally I feel like we would have had a really high chance of being able to achieve victory there if only I have a massive herding problem. I'm going to have to get rid of these. Yeah, get rid of some of these sumpter horses, I suppose. That's going to be making the biggest difference. And then a little bit of this. Still massive. Okay. What am I going to do about this? Yeah, I guess some more of these, I suppose. Some mules. Yeah, the herding is still 0.23. Okay, kind of interesting. I'm not sure why that is, but alright. I don't really want to get rid of all of these, to be honest. But yeah, I guess that's going to have... That's how it's going to have to be. And yeah, now here it is. 14 of them. Okay, we only get 14 to convert. That's kind of unfortunate. I was kind of hoping for a bit more than that. Oh well, never mind. Okay. Now we can make our way out of there. Yeah, so unfortunate for me. Because the main reason why we were losing that is literally just because the enemy had so many more troops on the battlefield than we did. This is the reason why, if you've played Warband, if you played the previous game in the Mount and Blade franchise, then you'll know that tactics skill is very important in that game if you want to try to prevent your, prevent these kinds of massive, overwhelming fights from happening. In other words, if you have really, really good tactics skill, your battle advantage is going to be extremely high, which means you're then going to have either an even battle with a superior opponent, in terms of numbers, of course, or you're going to be overwhelming them with numbers yourself. And that's the reason why, generally, that is a really, really good strategy to go for if you're planning on being outnumbered almost all the time. Obviously, I don't have any tactics skill in this game. I mean, in this particular thing, even though this doesn't actually help us in regards to that, as far as I'm aware. I'm not entirely sure if there is a perk that actually helps you with being outnumbered or anything. I think it literally just, I don't know. It's probably just going to be worth it to level up your tactics skills so that you can potentially escape with very, very little cost. Because obviously, as you saw right there, I had a massive, massive cost coming our way. Like 70 or so troops. Thankfully, most of the troops that you lose in those situations are lower level troops. So if you have a massive amount of recruits and stuff like that, you're not actually going to be losing that much. So it's actually really, really nice that that is indeed the case, that you do actually lose those. Lose the lower level ones at least. Okay, so let's have a look here. What do we want? What do we want? Impulsive, honest, cautious? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll do something like that. Okay, so otherwise, I think that's probably going to be it for this episode, because unfortunately, I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time, well, probably just waiting at Rovault, waiting for my forces to level themselves up a little bit. Maybe I'll go into some battles against some looters. As you can see, there are some looters in and around the area here. So that would be kind of nice. But yeah, we're also obviously going to be converting as many prisoners as we can get our hands on. But yeah, at the moment, if I actually look at Vlandia, if I take a look at Vlandia right here, Vlandia, you can see here that this fellow is now the leader, because I believe someone, I believe the Western Empire actually just lost their ruling clan, by the way. Their entire clan is dead. Oh, hello. These guys have not lost anyone. Look at that. They're very lucky, aren't they? They're extremely, extremely lucky. Okay. Wow. I'm actually very surprised about that. But he's only 29, and he's the king of the Vlandians. That's pretty crazy. You know what? I'm actually kind of intrigued to see what is going to happen if we remain in the service of Britannia as a vassal. Do you think we are eventually going to get to rule over Britannia itself? I feel like that might actually happen, because obviously Caladog, he has a very high chance of death. I mean, he's got 156 in medicine, which is pretty good, but he doesn't have cheat death as a result. He needs 225 for that, as far as I know. So yeah, that actually sounds like a pretty cool thing that could potentially happen. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.